Look at that lineup. Crazy little setup that. So they're mainly surron batteries. We'll run through. So that is for a surron. That is 96 volt nominal, 109.8 or something full charge. 56 AH I think it is. So should be pulling around about 55 kilowatt out of that. That is a 72 volt 40 AH pack from the same company. And then, so they're a Mauge, and then you got the EBMX 57 AH battery. That's a pouch cell battery. That is pretty hectic, that battery. I pulled more out of that battery than I did two P42A 40H packs put in parallel, which would equivalent to 80 AH, and I still pulled more power out of that with only one connector on it compared to the dual QS8s on the others. And then you have the standard surron battery there, that's a 40H. Ignore what's going on because I'm putting an ant BMS in it because the BMS was shagged, so I messed around, I didn't know what we're doing. So I'm going to fix that up properly, and yeah, we'll probably run it at 110 amps I think on a decent BMS. And then that is a stealth battery. That one is 72 volts, 28 AH I think. Yeah, 28 AH. Pretty decent battery there. Looked at the specs on that one because it's a new battery that was bought online, and it was 120 amp peak on it, which is not too bad for a small battery like that. And then we have a 25 AH pack there, 72 volt, which I believe is 150 amp peak on that one. That will be going in a KTM 50 build. We also do have the surron 48 volt battery. Is exactly the same case. When you look inside it, it's half empty, that's why it's so light. But that one has had a JBD BMS put in it, and I'm running that at 75 amps out of 48 volt surron battery, and it goes really well. So yeah, that's what you can do with them batteries if you've got them lying around and you want to put them in a little build. They can pump out a decent little bit of power, especially with kids on. That there is a massive 72 volt 51 AH. It's only capable via the BMS of 120 amps continuous. So I mean, it's still alright. It's going in a little Tweeto build or whatever they're called, them little cheapy aluminium kids ones. It'll be run at 72 volts with that motor on it, which is pretty fucking hectic to be fair when it was on the other bike. But yeah, that's it. That is the comparison in the batteries. For build quality, I'd say the BMX is the better finished product. Price and value wise, I'd say the Mauge, you just can't go past them for what you get for the money. Just double check your measurements and everything when you order them through them. But yeah, I've had no problems with the stock surron batteries if people don't mess around with them. Over like what, the last 5 or 6 years I've been using them, and the last for years as well. So that's it on the batteries then. Hopefully gives you a little bit of insight what we got over here battery wise. Yeah, so I had this was a 48 volt 200 amp pack, and I just wasn't putting it out. I was getting too much sag, so I ripped it apart and checked it over after trying to revive each parallel, but there was 2 series that were fucked. So I'm taking them out. I'm going to replace them. Got my little spot welder and stuff like that there, all the bits I'll need to sort it out. But it was just getting the time to do it, man. But it was a really good battery, pumping out 200 amps at 48 volts, especially for like how small the battery was for like a little mini build. It was great. So yeah, that's it. That's the batteries done and dusted. Size of them, man, it's crazy.